So here's the story of how I went from $60,000 a year of revenue inside of the dojo to over 7 figures. Hey everybody, my name is Jennifer Waters. I am the Sales and Systems Sensei. Thanks for joining me. I want to talk to you about how it actually took our martial arts dojo from generating $60,000 a year, and that's roughly like $5,000 a month, to all the way up to generating over $1 million a year from teaching martial arts, which, by the way, is a pretty cool way to make a living. So I guess this story really starts with my dad. So in 1982, he started his own martial arts school. So he finally branched off and had that school. I came along several years later, and all throughout my childhood, I grew up training martial arts, loving martial arts, learning how to teach martial arts, being a competitor, being athletic. And so by the time I graduated high school, I actually had the opportunity to have a full ride to college, of which I turned down. Now, a lot of people at the time thought I was a bit on the crazy side, turning down a free ride to college. But I knew that if I could dedicate time, energy, and above all, my skill set as a marketer that I was starting to develop, and as a systems and sales sensei that I was starting to develop, that I could move the dojo forward with my family. So I began traveling. I went and got coaching and mentorship, and I began to take the things that I was learning and start just implementing them like crazy in the flagship dojo. As a matter of fact, one of my mentors had this saying. He said, "Jennifer, information is worth pennies, but implementation is worth millions." And it just stuck with me. That phrase was so true. So every time that I would get information from my coach, I would immediately go back and I would just implement like crazy. I didn't let my fears, and I didn't let any of the preconceived notions of how things used to be in the past stop me from just following the process. And because I followed the process, we became very, very successful. Matter of fact, in a 4-year window, we took our flagship dojo from doing basically $5,000 a month or $60,000 a year to all the way up to $85,000 a month, which is breaking that 7 figures mark. Now that's been over 13 years ago at the time of this filming. And so since then, we've learned many, many lessons, and we generated literally millions of revenue through the martial arts dojo. And I think the number one lesson that I've learned through this whole entire process is that yes, you do have to be dedicated to the process. So if you start going, okay, I really want to have this same rags to riches story, and I really want to take my dojo to the next level, you have to understand there's a ton of information out here. Matter of fact, I have people all the time that watch the videos on this channel about how to generate millions of dollars, how to enroll new students, all the things that you should be doing to market your school and get more students into your dojo. And they literally are taking these things and they're implementing. I also have people that message me or that drop in the comments and say, well, I wish that I could have a school like yours one day. Well, instead of wishing, just start doing. Even if it's not working right away, just the volume of activity that's necessary to grow is way more than most people ever anticipate. And yes, your life is going to be out of whack for a while. You're going to spend hours and hours working on getting the name of your dojo out there, on sales, on learning how to transform people's lives. And yes, you're going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars of your own money investing in how to actually level up. It just baffles me how many people will spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on education inside of colleges and universities, but will freak out if they have to spend $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on information that is specific to their own niche. It's just mind-blowing how they can do that. So hopefully that's not you, and you're willing to invest in your own education, whatever that may be. I know that I have, and I know that it's made a huge difference. It's literally like a drop in the bucket to how much revenue has been generated from the information that I've learned. And I'm continuously moving on in this process. The other thing that I think is so crucial if you're trying to have your own rags to riches story is you need to understand that it's not rags to riches and then all of a sudden you ultimately just go, oh, well, I just woke up today and now I'm rich and I have the school of my dreams. It's not like that. There's a lot of hard work in between, and there's a lot of pain that's involved in that growth process. But if you're willing to have that that tenacity, if you're willing to have that commitment to move past the pain, to move past the struggle, then you are going to be much more likely to succeed moving forward in the future. And honestly, I think that that's why so many people don't make it to the riches, is because they're never willing to go through the dirt that's involved in rising up. And if you're willing to do that, the sky's the limit for you. Finally, I had somebody ask me, what do you think is the number one thing that took you from, that 5K a month to 85K a month? And what I told the person was, I didn't come up for air. And what I mean by that is, in that 4-year window, it was all about getting momentum. It was all about doing the things that was necessary to get us moving in the right direction. Once that momentum is established, it's easier to keep it going. My dad likes to call it the flywheel effect. So getting that flywheel moving takes a lot more effort than just keeping it going. And that's what happened with us. So for those 4 years, I literally didn't come up for air. At the end of that 4th year window is when I got married. And I've been married to my husband for it's 15 years this year. And really, during that time frame, I think that was the only vacation that we took, was our honeymoon. And then after that, it was just back to the grind. And so we did that for years in order to be successful. And so I think that that's so important for you to understand, is that if you're willing to sacrifice, and not just say, yeah, I'm willing to sacrifice, but honest and truly, what level are you willing to sacrifice to get to the goal that you ultimately have in mind? Hey guys, if you got a lot of value out of this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And if you want to know how we generate over $365,000 in a 90-day window, so you can see how to do it too, make sure you check out this video, or we'll link it up in the description for you as well. See you next time.